Bill and continues now with his story How I Slayed the Dragon, about conquering his heroin habit during his time in prison. Episode 5, The Holy Grail, Cat D.
Hello everyone, Billa here. So last time I spoke to you, I was leaving HMP Leeds and I was en route to a Cat D open prison, the Holy Grail for prisoners. I arrived at Cat D around lunchtime and they processed my mate and me. It didn't take long, but they kept our electricals, mainly my Xbox. Then they gave us our room key and told us to do one. Wow, that was it. We were left on our own to explore and check things out. Even though it was a Cat D, it still had a fence all around it. I guess the locals didn't feel comfortable with getting rid of the fence. But anyway, at least I had my own room. The regime was a total shock and it took a minute to get used to it. You had roll call at 11:45, 4:45 and 8 p.m, where you had to stand outside your door for the count. One of the first things I noticed was the food quality, and the portions were way better, and we had a dining hall to eat in. Didn't have to take it back to our cramped pads like in Leeds. I didn't realise how much I had missed just a little thing like a china plate and a proper knife and fork, and sitting down to eat properly. That night I was able to take a shower on my own and go to the toilet in peace. I felt like I was at the Ritz. This Cat D had really good work opportunities. The plan was to work and save a little extra for when I was released. And of course after 12 weeks you got to go on town visits or a home visit. So there were a lot of good things going on. The gym was open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Twice a week I played football on a proper AstroTurf pitch against the Screws. I became the dart mentor. At this point I had been clean for a whole year. As a mentor it seemed like a natural fit, and I really enjoyed taking the classes. I was putting my skills and knowledge to good use, helping people. It was around this time I came across a teacher who was part of the education team and ran mentoring courses and peer-led projects. I thought I'd try start the Peace Education Programme or PEP here, if possible, so I rang Caroline and Tony to see if they could send me some course material to help me prepare. They were only too happy to help me in any way. So I was keeping busy, as I like to do. Soon enough, after my laydown period, I was eligible for a town visit and was lucky enough to visit my parents for the day. The last time they'd seen me, I wasn't in a good place, looking like a druggie. So it was nice for them to see me looking healthy, and it was great to see them too. That day was just amazing just to see life outside again, right from the walk to the train station and the journey down to see my family. They'd asked me beforehand what food I wanted to eat. I said anything as long as it's homemade, and the home-cooked curry was next level. There were samosas and kebab starters with salad and sauce, then chicken and chickpea potato curry with chapatis. I was overwhelmed. I remember my mum asking me, "Do you want a drink?" I says, "I'll get some juice later." She says, No, do you want a proper drink?" I looked at her, paused and said, "Mum, I'm living in HMP, not Butlins." And we shared our first laugh in 20 years. When I got back, I decided I'd try get an outside job. One particular job caught my eye at the local call centre, Ergo 3, an energy company. I thought that would be ideal. So I had to get my CV on point and up to date. Meanwhile, I still worked with the teacher on the peer-led PEP project. I had outlined a proposal and was waiting for the OK. As we all know, the cogs turn very slowly in HMP. About that time too, I was given a certificate of commendation for my contribution to the prison community for helping others. As you can imagine, with it being an open prison, there were lots going on, especially the drugs. The drug of choice was a tablet called pregabalin, or PG for short. Some days it was like the Walking Dead on the landings. There were a range of uppers and downers and people were getting busted all the time. With no cameras around the prison, it bred a snitch culture, so people were walking on eggshells. Everything was coasting, and then an incident happened that changed my time in prison. I don't want to go into it, but I spoke my mind by pointing out what I thought was a racist comment in class. It didn't go down well, and as a result I was given negative comments on my nomis. I had a positive record up until that point. Even so, I was bounced out. I found myself back in Cat B local prison, which I couldn't believe. Despite this, my spirits were quite high. I had about 7 months left to do on arrival. I was told that I would be going to a Cat C prison in a matter of days, so I had to adjust and just get on with it. The following Monday I was transferred to Cat C. I hoped it was my last stop before release. The whole process was just a drag, but I guess it broke up my sentence. Even though I felt that I didn't deserve this situation, I felt I had the inner strength to rise above it. I was sure I could deal with anything that came my way. I guess I put it down to finding some sort of peace. The most important thing is that I knew myself and had the power within to change. And guess what? Things just went from strength to strength. I believe things happen for a reason. Unfortunate as my situation was, I turned a negative into a positive. As you guys will see in the next episode.